Hi, it's Teresa with SmokingHotCigarChick.com. I wanted to share with you a pairing I'm currently enjoying, and this one was inspired by the cigar first. You know when you have a cigar and you just kind of have a craving for a certain type of beverage? That's kind of what happened here. So right now I'm smoking, this is from Gurkha. It's the Cellar Reserve. And the cigar itself comes in a beautiful, a box you'd expect a bottle of wine to come in. The band itself also very much resembles something you'd see on a bottle of wine. Very oily, pretty wrapper. A nice cigar, honestly. I get a lot of savory notes, cedar off the top from the beginning, a very slight hint of pepper, like a black pepper note, but very, very subtle, so it's just something that kind of complements the whole blend. It's medium to full-bodied. It definitely does build as you smoke a cigar. So when I first smoked it, I wanted something, not necessarily a glass of wine, but something along those lines. So the first thing that came to mind was like an aromatized wine in a cocktail, like a Lillet Blanc. And then I had a cocktail called the Creole Contentment, and it has Madeira, a dry Madeira, so that's kind of the wine element that I can influence with the cigar. But because the cigar has a kind of a very rich complexity, a strength to it, I wanted a little bit of oomph factor in my drink as well. So this cocktail has, it calls for equal parts of cognac, dry Madeira, maraschino liqueur, and a dash of orange bitters. And for me, it's just this perfect mix of, you have the complexity of the cognac with the dryness of the Madeira and a bit of that sweet factor, just a dash of orange bitters to kind of bring that citrus note together as well. It's a stirred cocktail, which I think works very well with this particular cigar. And it's such a fun mix to really balance and complement the factors of this cigar. And it really does work well together, which I'm thrilled about. It's one of those when you think in your head something sounds good, but when you actually try it, it's a hit or miss. This one works together beautifully. In fact, I think it almost brings more of the subtlety in the cigar up front. It's a balanced cigar, but somehow it really balances out in my mouth, in my palate. So I like that. They complement each other very, very well. What I like about this pairing a lot too is it takes the savoriness of the cigar, especially in the first half of the cigar. With the cocktail, I don't like things that are too sweet, and to me it brings that right amount of sweet and savory to where it's very palatable, very clean, very, very, very elegant. And that's kind of, well, at least what I'm looking for, especially when I'm a mood smoker. So right now when I think of a wine-inspired cocktail and cigar, this meets more my personality because I like to make cocktails more than perhaps drinking a glass of wine. Although I do think a glass of wine could work beautifully with this as well. It would definitely change the profile. It would make it something more rich, something more maybe fruit forward, maybe like a medium fruity wine. And that would kind of balance what you're looking for in the experience. And it's all about personalizing the experience. Taste is subjective, so maximize the qualities that you like in your cigars and in your beverages. With this particular cocktail, there's the original recipe that comes from an old book. And the ratios are even in that one. I made this one slightly different. I think, again, I don't like too sweet, so I did a little bit less of the maraschino and more of the cognac and Madeira. I'll include both recipes so you can see which one you like better. And you know, again, it's just because it's written doesn't mean you have to keep it that way. Play around and make sure that you're happy, because that's all that matters in the end. Alright, well, I'll be speaking with you soon. Take care. Bye.